Good morning and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. So today what I wanted to share with you was a almost mantra that I have just to clear my mind. So we've all go through those feelings of just the anxiety that we get, just thinking about our careers, thinking about our future, thinking about things that are happening in our life, things that aren't happening with our life. So about maybe around 6 months ago or so, I was always just trying to find, I've always somewhat meditated. I do little bits of meditation just quietly about 10 minutes. I'll listen to just some music on YouTube where it's just like a meditation music maybe. Otherwise, I just do it in silence. So what I want to do is try to find words that I can keep repeating in my mind. So once my mind starts drifting off and I start thinking about those things again, all of a sudden I'll just plug in these repeated words, and you do that so you don't get so thrown off. And that's, I think, very important to do. So the words that I always say to myself is no thoughts of worry, doubt, or fear. My mind is open, my mind is clear. No thoughts of worry, doubt, or fear. My mind is open, my mind is clear. Now, why I say those words, worry, doubt, or fear, because those are really the three major components that people think about a lot. We all, for some moment, something that happens in our life, we'll have worry, we'll doubt things, and we have fear. And all these things usually stop us in our tracks from ever accomplishing what it is that we want to do. So this repeated process for me, even when I'm going to sleep at night, I could say this and all of a sudden fall asleep. It's part of the reason I don't watch the news before bed. I don't want anything in my mind that's going to enter into my subconscious mind and have horrible dreams or anything else. So by repeating these words really helps me start to have this, what they call an affirmation, where you're creating this just to help you clear your mind. And that's what you really want, because in order to create, you have to have a clear mind. You can never do anything or do anything successfully if your mind is just filled with these negative thoughts of disaster that's going to happen. So through this, I just wanted to share that with you. No worry, no thoughts of worry, no thoughts of doubt, no thoughts of fear. And I want to share with you too something that's happening with me right now. Many of you guys know that right now I'm looking to find a new place for my school. I had a 2-year lease with my school. I got into this school and started it because I'm a believer in trying. I'm a believer in putting out thoughts and not having the worries, not having the doubts, not having the fear. Because if I had those three factors, I would have never in a million years opened and started my own school, because I would have had the worry about, is it going to succeed? Are people going to show up? What's going to happen if this? What's going to happen if that? The doubts fall into that same sort of classification, and also the fear of the results of what may happen. And if those thoughts were within my mind, it could have never happened, and I would have never pursued anything, and I would never pursue anything that I do in my life, because those things would hold me back. So my chosen factor in life is just to really avoid these three factors and really put them into perspective. And if you have those thoughts in your mind, what you need to do is write them out. So as I'm going through this, I did the 2 years. I knew I had a 2-year lease, no option to extend. And that's where a landlord will say, hey, I'm going to give you an option to extend, which means I won't raise your rate. So you can have, usually there'll be 3% increases in your rent. During this 2 years, what I really was wanting was air conditioning, because during the summer, many of you guys who did any studying with me during the summer know that through workshops, it got really hot in there. It's a warehouse. And during the winter, like right now, it's not as bad as, say, Chicago and New York places, but it gets really cold. So I want an air conditioning and heater unit. My landlord won't put that in. And because he didn't have the option to extend, it's just 2 years, so he can decide if he wants me to stay or go. He wants me to stay, but he also wants to increase my rent a lot. But he won't put in air conditioning or heat. Also, what I was facing was I just wanted a location where there was more food restaurants around just for students to go to. So I looked at it like this. As I got to this place where the 2 years was up, the landlord was asking for more rent. I don't have my air conditioning. I don't have my heat. I looked at this. I could start to go, oh no, panic, worry, doubt, fear. What's going to happen? How am I going to do this? My school, I built all this. What's going to happen? But no. In my calm sort of manner, the way that I am, it's just like, this is awesome. This is almost what I was asking for, was wanting a new location. So I look at it on the positive. I look at it on the bright side. Did it take me a hell of a lot of time to build and put up? Yes. But so I did it once. Can I do it again? Absolutely. And I could do it even better. And that's my mind frame behind it. So as I'm looking for a new space right now, that's where I am. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going crazy. I'm not panicking, but I ask myself these questions. Am I worried? No, because I know that in time I'll find a new place. I'm just going to keep searching. I'm going to keep looking. I want to find that ideal location. I've looked at a couple places, almost made deals on a couple places, but for one reason or another, it wasn't the right thing. I was starting to have trouble with the landlord already. And I'm like, uh-oh, if I'm having trouble with a potential landlord now, I'm not going to think of what it could be in the future. Do I doubt that I could set up another school, that I can create another environment? Absolutely not. I know if I've done it once, I can do it again. Do I have fear? No. What's to fear? What's the problem? It's like this for me is a lovely thing. It's a positive thing. And I'm not concerned about it. So by eliminating these three factors, I eliminate stress in the situation with whatever it is you're about to get into. So whatever sort of job you may be looking to get, whatever job you're doing, whatever it is you want to try to accomplish or do, just ask yourself these three factors. Are you going through those? And if you are, write them down so that you're aware of them. So in the interim, what I'm doing is, and I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I'm just going to take on 5 students at my home studio downstairs. I mentioned this last week, in order to create, through my purpose is to teach. My passion is to teach. So I don't just want to end it. Without a doubt, I don't want to do that, but I thought, how great will it be just to take on 5 students and make this real unique, real personal, very exclusive, very special. And so that's what I'm going to do right now until I find that place. I don't know when that will be, but I'm in no rush. It's like, I know I could do this again. I got a friend of mine who owns a storage unit out where I live. I'm going to put my stuff in storage, and just one easy step at a time. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you're interested in studying with me, being part of the 5, you could just go to the enroll character design at silverdrawingacademy.com. I'm taking applications because I'm not just taking anyone, but I'm not judging you by your skill level either, because that's another thing where I had some people who mentioned they'd love to study with me, but they don't think they're good enough. So all of a sudden they got a worry in there. They got a fear, and they have a doubt that they're not good enough. And this is something that holds artists back from even pursuing many of the things they want to do in life, is because they have this doubt and this worry and this fear of what might be said, what might be the outcome. Well, what if it doesn't go right? What if it goes wrong? And you can't have that. You always just gotta charge. You gotta go forward. You gotta take the bull by the horns, and you gotta take initiative in this industry and just try things. Just do your best, and more importantly, build up your skill. And that's the most important factor, because that's when people are gonna notice you. But you're only gonna get there by taking risks in life and doing things like I did, by even starting my own school. Was it a risk? Absolutely. I invested a lot of money. Did I know what the result was going to be? No. Luckily, it panned out and it worked out, but I didn't know what was going to happen. And that's part of what you have to do, and challenge yourself constantly, because there's a lot of artists who won't do it. So because there's so many artists who won't do it, no matter how many times they are told to do it, really, in all honesty, your competition is limited. It's not as broad and big as you think, because of all the people who are just stopping themselves from doing those things because of those 3 factors. So that's what I encourage you to do, is repeat that process. No thoughts of worry, doubt, or fear. My mind is open. My mind is clear. Open up your mind, set yourself free. We're all gonna go through shit in our lives. We're all gonna go through stuff, and I've mentioned it over and over again, that's not gonna be ideal. We're gonna hit those high points in our careers that we're gonna feel like we're on top of the world. We got those jobs, we got those things that happen to us. Whatever it may be, we're like, yes, and all of a sudden, it's not always going to be there. And it's not. And you can look at any industry, musicians, actors, dancers, you name it. We're all going to go through those highs. We're all going to go through those lows. But it's up to you to decide, how are you going to treat that low? Are you going to stay on that low? Or are you going to jump back on and just start praising your high, go for your high, and keep moving forward and know that this is the journey of life. This is what we're here to do. We're not here to prove ourselves to other people. You're not here to just so that you can tell other people of your success so you can get approval by them. What you're just trying to do is fulfill your own destiny, your own journey, your own joy, your own happiness. Money's going to come and go. Money's never going to make you happy. Money's never going to fulfill you. Will it give you freedom at times? Absolutely. But don't think that that's going to be the end all be all. What's going to matter most are your friends and the relationships that you build in your own world amongst yourself, and that's what's going to provide the true joy and true happiness. And in turn, when you give, that's going to provide even more happiness from you. But those are the sort of factors that you have to maintain, and sometimes you have to get there. You have to say, easy for you to say, but the thing is, the reality is, you need to experience it for yourself, because life is about the experiences. And again, it's all about the connections. But have to eliminate that worry, eliminate those doubts, eliminate that fear. Write it down, take initiative, go for what you want, just try it, try charging more for the jobs that you do. I love when I talk to people that I meet, they say, man, I started charging more because for this reason, that reason, and people are paying and they're doing it. And this is what you got to do, is just so much the belief in yourself. Don't devalue your art. Don't give it away. And by doing that, you want to build up your future. It's all about your future. And if you're doing it as a young artist, you're not going to have a future as an artist, because no one's going to want to pay anything. And you know what I love about this industry and doing art? As long as there's kids on this planet, there is always going to be animation. There is always going to be toys. There is always going to be a market for us. Always. Okay? So don't ever think and have fear or worry or doubt that it's all going to go away. Are things going overseas? Are productions going overseas? Absolutely. Unfortunately, this is where we need to realize as artists, it's constant evolution. You got to keep evolving. You can't just rely on other people. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is why you need to take those steps and build your own clients, because the Joe Schmo, Joe Blow, Joe whoever who has their own business, they're not going overseas for people. They don't even know how. They don't even know where to begin. What they need is, people need confidence. They need to know that they can rely on people. They're not just going to go directly and work with some artists necessarily in China or possibly India that they're not familiar with. Maybe if that person's built up their brand enough and they believe in that, but you're going to be skeptical. So you'd rather work with someone local. So why don't you become the local artist at the fairs and the conventions that people become familiar with and get to know, and start building your brand? It's no happenstance that you're aware of me and what I do. I've been building my brand since around 2003, and through all the little steps that I've taken, I've built awareness in people's minds that I'm even out there, that I exist. And that's what you want to do, is start building your brand. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you got to begin. You got to take that initiative and do what it is that you do, but you're not going to get there if you have worry, doubt, or fear. So eliminate those factors. Take charge. Start today. Don't complain about it. Don't worry about it. Don't cry about it. Don't get stuck about it. Just go out there and do it, and start today, this week. All right? Have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Whoa. Hey. Go back. Go back. Great, go back. Go back. Cat hair.